Do you ever get really frustrated with the number of tabs that you have in applications like Chrome? You know you've got Facebook open somewhere or Gmail or some other web-based application that you use all the time, but you have so many tabs you just can't figure out where it is. I was just chatting with a friend and he sent me a screenshot and I noticed the top of his browser window and I've just grabbed a portion of it. But you see all these tabs and you can't even see what these tabs really are unless you know what those icons are. What if you also have a scenario where you maybe have multiple Gmail accounts or multiple YouTube accounts, for example, and you want to be able to open each one of those in a Chrome browser and have access to all of your extensions, like gobs of extensions that people are installing in Chrome? But you get stuck with cookies, and so you have to log out of one and log into another, and you get wrapped. You know you could use incognito windows, for example, but that also means you have to log in and out and switch windows, and you get really confused. Well, what if you had a situation like this? If I bring up my menu bar here in Apple, and you can see I've got a whole bunch of different applications open. Look at this. This one's Amazon Music, and guess what? It's a website. Funalytics is a website that I have open as an application. Facebook Messenger, you can't go find an application to run Messenger in its own app, but I've got that capability. So of course, there are tools like Evernote where they have their own standalone application, but Content Studio, for example, doesn't. Design Bold doesn't. But what if you could run each one of these as a separate application and be able to access it as if it's an application? It's its own set of windows. So you don't have to be confused with 6 million tabs across the top. How do I do that? And who the heck am I? I am Planet Mitch, and I run a couple of websites. One of them is called GiveawayRocket.com. At Giveaway Rocket, we build viral giveaways using other people's social media and influence and trust to grow your email list. What I want to do is to make you familiar with what we do and give you some great tips and tricks. So eventually you want to run a giveaway to grow your email list, then you know where to go to find me. In order to build these standalone applications, I'm using a program called Coherence 5. Now, what it basically gives you is a Chrome browser in a box, such that you can build an application for a specific application. Confusing, right? I know. Let's say you're in a Facebook group just all the time. You live there, like I live in this group called Up Viral. It's an application for running giveaways. But I'm also in this Facebook group all the time trying to help people answering questions and learning more about what people are doing with the tool. So let's go up and copy that URL. And then let's open Coherence. And I'm going to use a tool called Alfred, and I'm going to type in Coherence because I've downloaded it. And there it comes up, applicationscoherence.app. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the name of the application. What do I want to call it? And I'm just going to call it Up Viral Group App. And then I'm going to paste in the URL for that group. Now, it by default will go out and get the favorite icon for the application. This is probably just going to grab the Facebook one. Sometimes those turn into really poor icons. If you look at this one for Design Bold, for example, right here. So you could also go find a bigger icon and browse to it. I do that all the time. But simply do next. And if you have some Chrome extensions, you can turn those on and off for your particular application. And then do next. And I create it as a standard application. Tabbed app has more of the toolbar look and feel of the browser. You can do either one, but I'm going to store it in applications, so I'm going to click on the standard app, and it is building that application right now. And now it's finished building that application, and it's put it in the applications folder. So if I go back to Alfred and I type in up viral app, group app, that's the one I did. I also have an application for UpViral itself, the application for running the giveaway. So here's the UpViral group app that I just created. And I have launched that. And of course, I have to log in. But one of the great things is that I now have access to something like 1Password. So I can use 1Password for my login. I now have in my applications that are launched over here the UpViral group app, as well as all these other things. So the great news here is, let's suppose you wanted an application for your YouTube channel X, and you want another application for your YouTube channel Y, so that you can access both of those simultaneously. Each one of those applications can be running at the same time and have its own login and own set of cookies and everything that you would normally have for that browser session. But you don't have them all lost in space, and you don't have a million tabs across the screen, and you can access each thing as if it's a standalone application, even though it's just a website out there in the universe. And, by the way, yes, there is a version for Windows. I happen to be demonstrating this for my Mac, but there is a Windows version, and guess what? It's only $3.99 for the Windows version. The Mac version is $4.99. You can download it for free and install 3 applications if you want. If you go more than 3, then you have to pay for it. But it's a great little tool to allow you to have access to your websites as standalone applications and to be more productive. Again, I'm Planet Mitch from GiveawayRocket.com, where we bring you awesome viral giveaways. If you have any interest in those, please give me a shout. Jump on the contact page, send me an email. If you want to know more about Coherence, you can go to giveawayrocket.com/coherence, and we'll take you right straight to this webpage. This is Planet Mitch from GiveawayRocket.com, wishing you the best of success with your business in 2018.